Hello and welcome back to Hookstone Cacti. So in today's video we're just going to look over a little haul that I got from somebody who was selling his collection, or some of his collection, because he wants to switch to easy growing carnivorous plants. So we'll just do a quick overview of them in the boxes, and then we'll get them out of the boxes, give them a quick look over. So as he was selling these plants, pretty much priced them to get rid of them. So this whole lot here, including some of his seedlings, cost £30 overall, so not bad. Got some nice old plants, a few with flower buds on, and even some seed pods. A lot of them do need repotting. This big guy here definitely, because he's very top heavy. So get them out of the box now and have a closer look at a few of them. I will apologise now as it is very windy and there is some construction happening around. So managed to space out cacti a bit so we can have a closer look. The first one here is a field of Cactus rinconesis. It was a bit faded, so they were outside a bit, so I borrowed some labels. So this is a fellow Cactus rinconesis, which fellow Cactus is my favourite genus. Rinconesis is one of my favourite species, so I just had to pick this one up. This one is slightly bigger than one of the ones I've got already in my collection, and a bit more straight than the other one I've got in my collection. This one seems to have slightly longer and especially darker spines on top. And the next plant we're going to be looking at is this one. The lighting's just a bit, not 100% sure exactly what this is, so if in doubt it's an echinopsis of some kind, which it does actually look like some kind of echinopsis. Definitely something that goes in that show group, but I won't be showing this one anyway. I've got better echinopsises if I want to show that one. I had a small greenhouse that was heated. He wants to reduce that, which is why he's switching to carnivorous plants as well. And these guys, majority of them were just outside behind the wall with a little cover on top. Next one here is just very weathered, although it does have some nice fresh wall coming up on top. Sorry about this, but this one is an Oreoserius trulii with the wool and the spines coming through. Nice terracotta pot. So we'll move on to Junoclisium. So zoom into the labels. This is Junoclisium wizinium. So there is some flower pods that have turned into seed pods on top here. Nice little plant. It's just about fits nicely in the pot. I think for now I might just try and see if I can remove the seeds and give them a little sow. And here, slightly clumping Mammillaria. This is Mammillaria bombacinta, which you can see, I don't know if you can see on this one, there is some flower buds starting to come out. So one of these I've only got in my collection is always one of the first plants to flower for me in the new season, although I've got to say I don't think my one has quite got flower buds on this year, but hopefully it will. I might be able to cross-pollinate it with this one if they do link up. And the next one definitely needs a repot because it's very top heavy. Is this guy here, which I believe to be another Calycium, this one being the Cycleonis. I'm not 100% sure. This one's just a very old one that started to go a bit more columnar than typical Calyciums, and you can see that it is very corked at the base. And the man has said that it does produce some white flowers. So hopefully it will flower for me this summer. What's still in the box? Starting with this one, I also quite like my Astrophytums. I would say they're my third favourite genus in a minute. So we've got a couple here. This one just seems to be a hybrid. Looks like with the spines, although they're quite small, might be some Capricorn in it. I'm not sure what the others might be. Certainly Myostigma ornatum are involved as well at some stage. It's quite a nice one. Certainly the only one I can tell you that it is a hybrid, and it is of the nudum variety, as it's got no spots on the body itself. Whereas this one definitely is an Astrophytum Capricorn, as it's got the really thin papery spines, and it has got some spots and potentially some flower buds coming up in the centre as well. Definitely one that also needs a repot. Moving on to one also needs a repot is this Parodia regentia, which has got lots of spent flower buds that have turned into seed pods on top, and even some seeds, I don't know if they're going to show up, spilling out. This really needs a really big tidy. So Parodias are self-fertile, which is why all these seeds pods are here. So hopefully we can get them off and we can get it flowering as well. Similar size to the one of these I've already got, but it's always good to pair them up, but not necessarily need to in this case. As I said, they are self-fertile. So, another Calycium here. This is Calycium horsei, which as you can see is bulging in the pot and needs a repot. It's got a nice centre and two pups, one on each side coming out. So this one, there's another little pup there. Also has a location, like a field number and where it came from on the label as well. It's always interesting to have. Now my second favourite genus is Cactus. So I picked this one up as well. You can see there are spent flower buds on this plant here. It's a nice body, it's corking at the base. So this one, the label says Cactus Dirocanthus. Again, it's got some field numbers on it and stuff, so it's always nice to have. I believe this is a new species Cactus for me, so always good and nice to add to the collection. And then he also had some trays of seedlings that he just sowed for fun, and he said that I can pick a tray up. So I did. So I believe these are some kind of Trichocereus, or that's at least what I'm going to label them as here. So these potentially could be used as grafting stock for seedlings, or just to sell on in some of the events that I do, but I'll keep you updated on that. It might be good to keep some of them to either just grow out normally, or like I said, as the grafting stock for seedlings, which I've attempted before, probably want to try again. So it's always good to have some on hand. So it's starting to rain, so I'm going to put these back inside and find a place for them in my collection, and I'll repot what I need to repot in due time. But this big Calycium here needs to be repotted because it's not really standing up on its own. So yeah, nice little haul, not bad for 30 quid. Found on Facebook Marketplace, which the prices were initially like £5 for the big ones, £2 each for the little ones, but you just did £30 overall in general. So yeah, so it started to rain, so I'm just going to close up here, and I will keep you updated with the seed pods that are on this Junicolicium here and on the Perodia, and obviously the flowers will hopefully develop on some of these plants as well. So if that's something you like to see, please hit subscribe, and hopefully you'll hear my voice again in another video.